So it's long overdue, but let's go ahead and give a midseason report card on interim coach Mitch Johnson.
You are Locked On Spurs, your daily San Antonio Spurs podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Hey, welcome back to Locked On Spurs. We're in the Locked On NBA Network. I'm your host, Jeff Garcia, Spurs beat writer for Ken's 5 San Antonio. Glad to have y'all back. Happy hump day, everybody. Yeah, Wednesday, getting through it. Another day of waiting, and then Spurs action will be back, to wrap up the season. So looking forward to that. The Austin games are right around the corner. Still some basketball to talk about. And we got to get into a big topic that we've been kind of ignoring of late. Not ignoring, just things happen. All-Star game, road trip. But we have not done a midseason report on interim coach Mitch Johnson. Yeah, he got tossed into the fire after Pop had a medical issue, and he's been at the head of the ship since then. But how is he doing? What grade would we give him? Is his job, as far as the future with the Spurs head coaching, maybe on the line? We're going to talk about that and a lot more. And then get into your comments, the Locked On Spurs fan comments. You guys are leaving a bunch of them. We're going to pick two. We should read them all, but we're just going to pick two and react to them. By the way, apparently Mavs fans are jumping ship so fast, they're already coming on Locked On Spurs YouTube page and talking about the Spurs. Has hell frozen over? I guess it must have. Well, we feel sorry for those guys out there in Dallas, but we'll see what the Mavs fans are saying about your silver and black in just a few minutes. As always, subscribe to Locked On Spurs wherever you get your favorite podcast, iTunes, Spotify, Kids 5 Plus app, YouTube. Pick a platform. We are there. Why don't we just dive into it right now? Let's go to bring in our guest. He is back, everybody. Look at that. Mike Taylor of In the Building YouTube show. And now Texas wide, I hear. Is that true, Mike?
Well, South Texas wide. Let's go with that. Although all the stations have apps, right? And so technically you can listen to it in Bangladesh, but primarily, our radio show will be once a week. It'll be on, and thank you for plugging it right off the top. We'll be on in San Antonio, Corpus, El Paso, Victoria. The Texas that matters, Jeff. We're on the Texas that matters. South Texas, yes, sir. And down in the valley, yes, sir.
In case you did not hear the news, Mike recently announced on X that his show is now streaming now, seriously, on the airwaves, on the Roku app. He mentioned El Paso, Corpus. He's going to brag all about that, what's going on with this show. Congratulations to Mike and your co-host there, Rudy J. You guys are doing a bang-up job. Keep it going, but you'll get your time to promote and tell everybody how they can catch up with your show. But speaking of catching up, how you been, buddy?
I've been busy. I've been fine. Have you ever been in charge of a small business?
Never.
Well, nor had I till the summer of 2024. And you're looking at the host, director, producer, VP, president, HR, PR, sanitation, everything.
Everything.
All of it. When we were running this little podcast company, it's an everyday deal, It's all about the show, but the show is only 1 hour a day,
Yeah.
All that other stuff that goes on before and after. But I'm fine, man. Just busy. If I sound hoarse, it's because I've been talking all day.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing.
Good thing. Yep.
Yeah, it means I've been busy. So, yeah, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing very good. I've been watching your show and letting things progress. And I'm glad you waited till this part of the season to have me on again because I get bored around December, January, Mid-February. Let's see what these boys are up to. So I've got tickets for the Mavericks game, by the way, which is funny enough, coincidental, on the 10th of March. So I'm looking forward to seeing our guys in person. Against whatever the heck the Mavericks now are.
Jeez.
And so now that we've got football season out of the way, now I can get lockstep in with the Spurs and the NBA and start judging accordingly. I'm good.
A couple of things. I remember when you came on Locked On Spurs a few times before this episode, you were talking about, getting your show growing, getting it going. I remember you would use phrases like we're just a baby here. And now look at you guys. Seriously.
Well, we're a puppy,
You grew up to like Pampers now, like grown up.
Well,
Pampers.
we're not. Yeah. We have let go of mom. We're not suckling from mom anymore.
So, Wise Mike here. We can see on your screen you're watching on YouTube. time to put Mitch Johnson on the hot seat. And I know it's long overdue. I get it. We're well past the halfway point of the season. But I was saying in the intro, Mike, these got on the way, Roddy road chip, losing streak, and Wemby this, Wemby that. So we finally get around to it. So just a quick sum up, everybody. Again, Mitch Johnson took over as the head coach for the Spurs on an interim basis after Popovich had a medical issue. As of right now, the Spurs are still sticking to that PR press notification they gave everybody. Popovich, will be back sometime down the road, and that is all we know. So that leaves the question now, how's Mitch been doing? Here we are, well past the halfway mark. Mike, take it away. What do you think? You feeling this guy out? Is he all right? What do you feel about him?
Well, I don't know. I'm going to give you theories, but I can't give you anything I can go on what I see and my hunches, my theories. There's no way that Greg Popovich still does not have say-so in this basketball team. So if we're going to grade Mitch, we're going to grade Pop too, kind of. It's almost like the kid who comes to class with the project, and clearly dad has helped him do this. Right. And so when you're grading the kid, you're grading him knowing that someone's helping this kid at home do these projects, right? So that all being said, assuming that Pop still has a lot of say-so in the day-to-day ops, I would give Mitch Johnson a solid B, Okay. I would never give him an F. That wouldn't be fair. He got thrown into the wolves like that. The expectations were, obviously they thought he could handle the job. I'm not going to give him an A either, because it's not like they wouldn't even be in the play-in game right now if it started today. But I think for his age and how long he's been with the organization, taking all that into account, Jeff, and then the unexpected illness of Pop, and all of a sudden him getting thrown into the fire like that with Wemby in his second year, and we've got Harrison Barnes in his first year. They literally just signed Chris Paul, and Chris Paul got how many games with Pop? 7, 8, 9, something like that.
Minimal, yeah.
So while Pop obviously has his fingerprint still on this team, and I know he and Mitch are probably conferring every day, Mitch is the one out there. Mitch is the one out there in the middle of it. Mitch is the one out there doing the coaching. Mitch is the one on the road. Mitch is the one giving all the rah-rah speeches. Mitch is the one giving the discipline. Mitch is the one coming up with the game plans with the assistants. I would give Mitch a solid B. I would give this coaching staff a solid B.
Yeah.
All things considered, you're taking over for the best coach there's ever been, who's sick. And there for a while, we weren't even sure how sick. We were worried to death about him. Yeah. I guess, fingers crossed, he's going to be okay. I don't know if he's going to coach again, but it sounds like he's okay. So all that being considered, man, I don't know how you give Mitch Johnson anything other than a B. Few guys could have taken that thing over with those veterans and that coaching staff and this organization, all the expectations of Victor Wembanyama. And I don't know if he can coach, but I know he can manage. He's managed the guys. He's the coach. He's their representative. And so I don't know how you can look at him and give him I don't know how people can jump on, Mitch Johnson sucks. We need to go get Steve Kerr. Yeah, but you're just saying that because they've had some bad losses at times that I didn't love. But, I'm more apt to blame players, Players needed to step up too when they realized Pop was not going to come back. It was on the roster too to pick up Mitch, The rookie coach who got thrown into the fire can only do so much. This is incumbent upon the 39-year-old point guard and the 30-whatever-old former championship Harrison Barnes. It's on the veterans that they have. It's on guys like Devin Vassell to take a step up. Greg Popovich can't be the reason you don't step up. It's on you, bud. They're giving you $30 million a year to do so. And another reason why it's hard to give Mitch any grade is because, they go and they trade for De'Aaron Fox. I'm convinced first of all, my agent comes to me and says, hey, the Spurs are interested. My reply is, so am I. The second one is, what's the deal with the coach?
Sure.
Clearly, De'Aaron Fox felt good about whatever their coaching situation is going to be in the future, or I don't think he accepts the trade. You're not going to accept a trade to somebody at this stage of your career having no idea who the coach is going to be. So as we give grades, I think the grade is Mitch/Pop, because there's no way Pop hasn't had any say. So, Pop and De'Aaron Fox have talked. They're not just out there running the organization without Pop's input. So let me give Mitch Johnson a solid B. He's been a great substitute teacher. Yeah. Who's the coach next year? I don't know. Should it be Mitch? I don't know, but he's done that's a long answer. He's done a solid job. Very good job to me,
Has he had mess ups that I'm looking at him and like, okay, Mitch, maybe you should not have taken out the hot hand. Maybe it was a bad idea. But we forget he's, all intents and purposes, he's a rookie head coach.
Sure.
Right? That's what he is. He's a rookie head coach who has a hell of a support staff behind him with Brett Brown and Matt Nielsen. And openly he did admit that he talks to Popovich almost on the daily. So he has Popovich's ear as well on the phone. But is the job, should Popovich decide to hang it up, his to lose? We'll talk about that coming up right next here on Locked On Spurs with Mike Taylor of In the Building.
Basketball season is heating up, and there's no better way to get real money action while watching your favorite NBA stars than with Prize Picks. Whether you're a diehard fan or just love some friendly competition, Prize Picks makes it easy and fun to turn your basketball knowledge into cash. Here's how it works. Pick more or less on at least two players for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. Think LeBron's going to drop 30? Think Wemby's going to grab 20 rebounds? Or maybe Luka Doncic is going to get more than 8 assists? Prize Picks lets you make your predictions and put your money where your mouth is in just 60 seconds. Look, you got to use Prize Picks all season long. You'll have a blast. You'll be able to pick players, like from Wembanyama to Devin Vassell to Jeremy Sohan. Pick a player on your favorite Spurs team, and you'll have some fun with it with using Prize Picks. It's the kind of action that I'm talking about. And with Prize Picks Flex Pay option, even if one of your picks don't hit, well, you can still double your money. Plus, once you hit, you get money fast, sometimes in quick as 15 minutes. And honestly, the best way to keep up with the exciting game of NBA. Now is the perfect time to join. Download the app today. Use code LOCKEDONNBA to get $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup. That's right. No need to win to get the bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks, run your game.
This is Homer Simpson, and you are listening to my favorite Spurs podcast, Locked On Spurs. Donuts.
We're back right here on Locked On Spurs with Mike Taylor up in the building and on Roku and in El Paso and in Corpus. Yeah, they blew up. We'll talk about that in just a few minutes. He and Rudy J are doing a bang-up job, and you're going to hear, and Mike's going to detail with you what's going on with his show. But we're talking about Mitch Johnson, the long overdue midseason report card for him. Mike gave you his take on it. I'm going to give you mine now. I think that Mitch has done a okay job. I hear you. You're being a little bit more forgiving with him, considering he was thrown to the fire. You added some backup stuff like Pop is in his ear. He has that support cast. What kind of put a big smile on his face is they could have gone to Brett Brown. They could have gone to him. That's a guy that's coached Philly, deep in the playoffs. He handled a generational player as best he could with Joel Embiid. He's got one right now with Wemby. He's the older veteran coach on that roster or the coaching staff, but they went with Mitch. That, to me, just spoke volumes about what the Spurs organization feels about Mitch moving forward. As far as a grade is concerned, I'm gonna go around a C+. There are some in-game issues that I have with the rotations. The big one right now for me is why hasn't Steph Castle started? The number. If numbers don't lie, Mike, then the numbers are just screaming. Castle, Fox, Wemby, that starting unit does a-okay, does a lot better. But I get it. It's CP3. How you gonna tell? Seriously, Mike, how you gonna tell the point guard take a seat to the rook? Think about that, Mike. Your thoughts?
Well, that's a fair point, and that's been the number one criticism of Mitch most of the year. And I'll defend him. So if you want to get on Mitch for in the game stuff, go for it. You hate the rotations during the games, didn't like the 5 guys that finished, don't like the allocation of minutes to such and so, that's on Mitch. But as far as the decision on who starts, I think that's still Pop's decision. If I ever get a chance to ask Pop to his face, hopefully y'all will, guys that cover that team on a daily, if Pop does ever come back, and not that I don't know that we'll ever get the answer, even if you asked him to his face, I would like to know, and I would like to ask Mitch too, to be honest with me, are you in control of the rotations? are you in control of who starts every night? And I think the answer is no, which also, and if I'm right about that, Jeff, then I want to defend Mitch even more. So go coach the Spurs, Jeff. Here's who you're supposed to start. Once the game starts, they're yours.
Sure.
But don't forget to start this guy, and don't forget, we want to make sure that so-and-so gets X amount of minutes every night. Good luck, bud, and good luck, young buck. So I just think Mitch is coaching with one hand behind Greg Popovich's back. I think Pop's fingerprints are still all over this team.
Oh, for sure.
So the question is, I agree. It's a fair question. And if it's Pop's the one that's told Mitch, no, we're going to go slow with the rook. It wouldn't surprise me because it ain't like Pop's ever. I mean, we have not since Tony Parker have we seen Pop lean heavily on a rookie, no matter where he was picked, Obviously, Tim was Tim. Tim was a day one starter. Tony started, 6 games into the season? That famous discussion they had where Pop called Tony to the back of the plane, and Pop's like, hey, starting tomorrow night, you're starting. And Tony goes, have you told Timmy? Make sure Timmy's okay with it. Yeah, Timmy's fine. You're starting tomorrow night. But it's been since then, since they've relied heavily on a rookie. But it's a fair question, man, because it's not like this is a championship contender.
Oh, no.
Are we chasing playoff seeding, or are we trying to develop this stud in the making in Steph Castle? And I don't care if it costs you games playing him. I mean, you have a losing record anyway.
Right.
So you might as well play the kid and run him into the ground. So I agree with the criticism. I just don't know who to criticize for it. But it says interim coach next to Mitch Johnson's name. And so he's fair game, whether it's fair or not, he's fair game because it's his title for now. And anything you want to say, criticize worthy or wise for the Spurs, it's fine to throw Mitch in there. I would just caution everybody before we declare Mitch a bust that, again, it's not his team. Right. He's borrowing Greg Popovich's car. Right. And when you're borrowing someone's car, you don't drive the same way. You always yield. You don't run stop signs. You wait 2 seconds and look both ways at the green light. And that's what Mitch has had to do with Greg Popovich's car, with a new point guard in Steph Castle. So not only is Mitch having to drive Pop's car, he's doing it with a first-year rookie and a 40-year-old Hall of Fame rookie that play the same position.
Yeah, also doing an all-star on the roster, too.
Had Harrison Barnes known Greg Popovich was going to have a stroke or whatever wound up being, I don't know that Barnes signs here. I don't know that CP3 does. They didn't come down here to play for Mitch Johnson. So it's been a hell of a task that the Spurs have burdened Mitch Johnson with, which is why I give him a B, even though they don't have the record I wish they did. I think he's done about as good a job as anybody else could have done given the circumstances. We can argue about the rotations all day, and I agree. And hopefully we'll start seeing that now. Steph Castle showed out last week. He was MVP of that rookie game. He held his own. He's the best non-prop using dunker in America.
There you go. Right there. There you go.
He's the best current player who's on an active NBA roster that entered the dunk contest. Let's go with that. To let you know how I feel about that. But no, I think Mitch has done a fine job. I don't know who else would have done any better at this point. Just don't.
I think about it, too. Interim coach is still slapped on his label right there. That's his label right now. Those wins and losses go on Popovich's record, not Mitch's.
Right.
Yeah. So
It's
still
Pop's car.
It's
not
still
Mitch's.
Pop's car. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you look at what he's done, so far. I don't know. Do the Spurs have a better record if Pop never got sick? Didn't have the stroke and is almost, I don't know. Maybe a couple more wins. Pop, with the rotations would have snapped maybe faster or not pulled out the hot hand. And credit to Mitch because post game, especially in the losses, he'll own it. He said right before the break that he needs to reevaluate the starting lineup and the rotation, I should say. It's a rotation. So he did admit that. He has admitted that, he should not have pulled out some guys that had the hot hand. So he's learning as he goes, and he's owning it. He's accepting it. So I think that's good on him. But as far as you mentioned, like once the ball goes up at the end, tip-off begins, I think then I got to see what he is. And those rotations still kind of get to me a little bit. Fine, you don't want to change the starting unit, fine. But nobody said you can plug in Castle faster. You know,
I do.
Chris Paul, you got 8 minutes in? All right, good. Break time, buddy. Old man, sit your butt down. Castle, come on in. You know, there's still that maneuver. But overall, like I said, I want to give him I'm kind of disappointed of where they're at record-wise at this point of the season.
Yeah, so I'm a little mad at them right now. We're fine. Our relationship's fine, me and the Spurs, but I got a little hacked off. You know, sometimes you need a break from your boyfriend, you know, and so I'm about the rodeo road trip, the All-Star break timing was good because I got mad. You know, you're bringing De'Aaron Fox. I'm all excited. I know you're going to need time to acclimate him, and he needs time and all this kind of thing. And then he balls right from the beginning. But you still almost lose to a bad Hawks team that was in complete mail-in mode. You win by 1. Then you go to Orlando and you play a ding-dong Magic team who's got they're Paolo Banchero and 11 G-Leaguers.
Yep.
And you lose by 1. Fine. They've got a great player, blah, blah, blah. You didn't play well. Playing Washington the next game, worst team in the league. It's fine. You go over there, and what do? Yeah, get your butt beat by 1. Come on, man. So they limped into the All-Star break.
Yeah.
I need this thing to start looking good. I don't mind losing. I just don't like losing to the Washington Wizards and the Orlando Magic.
But you're right. I thought with Fox in Spurs colors that maybe these recent losses would be wins, especially those 1-point losses, and here we are. But,
and that's where you start wondering how things might look if Greg Popovich were on the sideline.
Yeah.
When the game comes down to one play. Or, you know, and the other thing that I don't like about the Spurs right now is that they allow the night to sink in real early some nights.
Yep.
Oh, we don't have it. We're getting run off the floor. Well, okay, there's 2 quarters left. It's the NBA. Go on a run and get back in the game.
Yeah.
They don't seem to have a lot of winning time fight in them when they're down. And that frustrates me. And I would like to see that change, like, I don't know, right now. It's time. Even if you don't make the play-in, I know you're not great yet. I get that. It's a process, and we're going to have ebbs and flows. And I know you're going to get beat. But, boy, I just don't like how they're getting beat lately, you know, and by whom they're getting run off the floor by. That's what hacks me off.
Yeah, that gets me. That gets me. There's sometimes I'm sitting there on my couch with a road trip, like, why do you even bother taking time out of my day?
Right?
If you're
I know.
Just do this. He is Mike Taylor of In the Building. Make sure to go on YouTube, search In the Building. There you'll see his show. Subscribe to it. He and Rudy J do a damn good job every single time they are on the air. Hey, we're not done talking. When we get back, we're going to talk about you guys, Locked On Spurs fans. You guys are leaving a bunch of comments. We're just going to pick 2, react to them. But first, let's talk about TurboTax.
This is a message from sponsor Intuit TurboTax. Taxes was waiting and wondering and worrying if you're going to get any money back. And then waiting, wondering, and worrying some more. Now Taxes is matching with an TurboTax expert who can do your taxes as soon as today. An expert who gives your taxes their undivided attention as they work on your return while you get real-time updates on their progress so you can focus on your day. An expert who will find you every deduction possible, file every form, every investment, and everything with 100% accuracy. Or you can get that money back, the most money back, guaranteed. No waiting, no wondering, no worries. Now this is Taxes. Get an expert now at TurboTax.com. Only available with TurboTax Live Full Service, real-time updates only in iOS mobile app. See guarantee details at TurboTax.com/guarantees.
This is Emily Swallow, and you are listening to Locked On Spurs with Jeff Garcia.
We're back right here on Locked On Spurs with Mike Taylor of In the Building. Go on YouTube, type it In the Building, that search bar. You find it. You click that button that says subscribe. You do that, and you're good to go. Mike's going to be telling you about the new, path, the new street that In the Building is on, and it's a pretty good one. I'll talk about that in just a few minutes, but it's time for you guys. Locked On Spurs fan comments. You're leaving a bunch of them. We're just going to pick 2. We're just going to go through all of them, but we can't. So let's start off with this one. This has been kind of the talk during the break right now, and everybody knows this. Team Spurs skill challenge. Wemby thought he could get cute and kind of skirt the rules of the game and kind of just chuck the ball up. Well, y'all know what that happened. Spurs got disqualified. So we got a comment here from Locked On Spurs fans. Benjamin Lim, 3921. He says Spurs didn't cheat. they read the rule book and thought outside of the box. Because I think it was Paul's idea. No, Wemby admitted it was his. But anyway, I see what he's saying. He says it was Paul's idea, but Wemby took the blame. And yes, Kessler was robbed at the dunk contest. So I think you already addressed that. The dunk contest, Mike. Let's go ahead and talk about that. What do you think? Do you think Team Spurs cheated or not?
No, they didn't cheat, but they certainly tried to circumnavigate the rules. And they definitely poo-pooed all over the spirit of the contest. I thought that was dumb. Let me say that. Look, if my daughter says, "Daddy, I have a new guy coming over. We're going on a date," I'm coming over maybe for the first time. I have a hard time coming up with a better image of the young man I want at my door, taking my daughter out, than Victor Wembanyama. I mean, that kid has done nothing but act like a kid way beyond his years. Super mature, super intelligent, super motivated, super, he's all the things you want in a young man of his age. But we're all dumb, and especially at 2021, we make dumb decisions. That was a dumb decision, and I blame Chris Paul more. It's almost like, like my brother, "Hey, Mom, we'll take the kids out. Uncle Matt's coming over. He's going to take y'all fishing." I tell my brother, "Okay, fine. You want to be the funny uncle? You want to be the fun uncle? Great. You still have to parent these people the way I do too. Have fun with Uncle Matt. Y'all go fishing. I expect Daddy's rules to be followed." That was like the wild, crazy uncle who comes to pick up Mijo. And then what happened? Wemby looked genuinely embarrassed when they went and told him they were DQ. Chris didn't care.
Yeah, he didn't care. Yeah.
Come on, man. Well, whose idea was, isn't it on Chris Paul to say, "We can't do that. That's stupid."
Yeah.
They look dumb. They just, they did. They look dumb. I was embarrassed. They weren't like John Morant. It wasn't like they were in the club holding guns or nothing. I'm over it, but that was a dumb decision, and then UMB will never do that again.
Well, it was funny because you mentioned the post chat that event. Wemby asked one of the reporters. Well, he found out from one of the reporters that Team Spurs was getting booed. Yeah, he was so fixated on who got booed. Was it Paul or him? He was like, "Well, okay, but who got booed?" And they said, "Y'all got booed." He goes, "But did I get booed?" And the reporter that you could see, he was off camera, but the reporter was like, "No, just y'all get booed." And he was like, "Okay, but I didn't get booed." So it felt like that kid that, okay, I didn't get caught. It wasn't me though, right? Like,
right.
This is what it looked like.
And just to make up for it, and like, when the kids get caught, then all of a sudden for like 3 or 4 days, they're on their best behavior. That's why he balled out in the All-Star game on Sunday night. I'm taking this serious. I'm going to go out there and ball out and get double-doubles. It's fine. It was a dumb thing. It was in the moment decision, whosever decision it was.
Yeah.
Raise your hand if you've never done something dumb. My hands are absolutely down. I've got a lot of dumb, especially at 21 years old. It is what it is,
It is what it is. Yeah. I was thinking like, well, they didn't cheat. I just thought it was just fair shenanigans. Like, okay, it's shenanigans, but it's fair if you want to interpret it that way,
I guarantee you it pissed off Adam Silver, though. That's why they got disqualified. People that say, "Well, they didn't cheat, they didn't break the rules." Tell that to the NBA, who DQ'd their butts 5 minutes after they did that. Adam Silver's already dealing with enough with enough negativity based around the All-Star weekend. He's already dealing around enough controversy. Your All-Star game sucks, and you need to do this. And then he has two dudes go out and just make a mockery of something.
Yeah.
Silver was pissed, I'll guarantee it.
Yeah. And I don't know why they even have to DQ them. Just say, okay, it doesn't count, run it again. Let's just have some fun. But they took it so seriously. I mean, they even shoot away the TNT reporter when she went out to try to talk to him.
Yeah.
I go, just let him run it again. No big whoop.
Right. I agree. I don't disagree with that. That was Adam Silver. I guarantee that. No, they're done.
Yeah. Well, speaking of going through it, Mike, Mavs fans, they're going through it. So much so that Mavs fans are jumping ship and going to the Spurs ship. Now it's just bad. You got the Luka deal, fans revolting, getting kicked out of the arena. Yeah, saying fire Nico, mock caskets being made and taken to the American Airlines arena out there. Then you got the issue with their assistant coach getting arrested for allegedly domestic violence. It's just bad times in Dallas. So much so that one Maverick fan is here now on Locked On Spurs. This is from @James Mangum. There you go. I thought he was trying to do a prank on me, but I had to read it 3 times here. James Mangum, 52.5, 525. He says, yes, it hurts so bad right now. That's why I'm looking for a new franchise.
Oh my gosh.
The Spurs have an amazing history and great future. Mike, Dallas fans are hurting, aren't they?
Is that guy does he live in the Dallas area, that guy, or is he some transplant living in San Antonio? I wonder.
Didn't say. Yeah,
Okay.
He didn't say.
I
he
get
did
it, but
openly say that he is a Mavs fan.
I am willing to bet a paycheck that week 1 of the playoffs, because the Mavericks are going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
He gonna forget all about his Spurs fandom. Okay.
Yeah.
If you're a legit Mavs fan, there's nothing that's good. You're gonna get you're gonna get called. You're gonna have the calling of the Mavericks Lord when the playoffs begin. He's gonna go right back to them. Don't buy that Mavs jumping ship stuff. Now, I would demand accountability. If I'm a Mavs fan, I am demanding accountability. I want Nico Harrison terminated. And that they're going to wind up having to completely start over. I'll guarantee you. Anthony Davis does not want to be a part of something this dubious. They're never going to give that poor guy a fair shake, and he's never going to be healthy. And he gets hurt 2.5 quarters of his first game. I wouldn't be surprised if Anthony Davis tells his agent next season, get me out of here. Yep. And then Kyrie Irving is not going to stay around for a rebuild at his age. Jason Kidd, and just reading body language, there ain't no way that Jason Kidd wanted them to do this or backs this. I could see him trying to get out of his deal. This thing is not over yet. They are gonna rue the day if they did what they did, and they got these outsiders that don't even live in the state that own them. That thing is a mess. So welcome you new Spurs fans from Dallas. I don't trust you. You want to cheer for the Spurs, go for it, but y'all can come hang, but you can't sleep over. I don't trust these Mavs fans that are now pretending they're fans of the Spurs. It's too heated.
You're just getting that gym 3-day free membership pass.
You're just mad, so you're gonna go cheat on y'all are having you got mad at your boyfriend, so you're gonna cheat on him while you're on vacation. Yeah, we're on a break. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we're miss us for that.
And what better way to do that than join the Spurs,
right.
to stick to the organization.
I moved here in 2007 and took a job for the flagship. And I literally had a curandero come into the radio station, Jeff, that day on the ticket. Yeah. And the first week I was on the air at the radio station in 07, I had a curandero come in there, and he put a hex on the Mavs spirit because I had come from Dallas. I had been working for the flagship station up there, and I had all these fans here in town. Oh, this guy, he's a Mavs fan. This fool, I'm never going to listen to the ticket again. And I had a curandero come in and exorcise the Mavs out of me. So if any of these people, and my brother's one of them, if you're going to jump ship, if you decide you want to be a Spurs fan, I need you to come to the altar and profess your love to the God of Greg Popovich and Tim Duncan. You need to have a spiritual movement to convince me. Otherwise, you're just borrowing us because you're mad. You're projecting your hurt somewhere else, and I ain't going to let you do it without a spiritual intervention, so to speak.
Exactly. I'm right there with you. And for our non-Spanish speaking listeners and watchers, that is a witch doctor. That's pretty sure.
And I bet you these new Spurs fans from Dallas don't know what a curandero is. You ain't puro. You want to root for them, but you can root for them quietly. I don't want to hear that.
Exactly. Exactly. So I guess temporarily you're welcome, Mavs fans.
Sure. Yeah.
Spurs. But we'll see the moment your Mavs are. They got 2 wins in the first round. What? Later Spurs,
Spurs.
That's gonna happen. All right, guys, we thank y'all for leaving those comments there, and keep them coming. If you're a Mavs fan, we got to hear from you. I mean, this is just it's taking over the NBA. Everybody, when we talked about it at All-Star break, it's just shocking. It's one of those days sports history. I think, Mike, you can ask somebody down the years down the road. Mm-hmm. Where were you when Luka was traded? Kind of thing.
Yeah. And the GMs were best buddies, and both worked with Kobe. That whole thing, when you read all the depths of that, it just leaves you wondering why on earth, like this wasn't supposed to happen.
No.
A fissure was created in the NBA by this trade that they'll never be able to fix. And I just don't understand. There's got to be so much more to this. Maybe not even Luka related. I mean, Nike may have been involved. Who the heck knows, man? It's just, and of course, where does he go? To the
Lakers.
Stinking Lakers, which only adds to the stuff that people already think about with how the Lakers have been just taken care of. They don't draft any of their legends. They trade for all of them. They benefit from bad organizations. But Dallas is not Memphis. They're not New Orleans.
Right.
For them to send him to the Lakers, shame on them. Kawhi Leonard wanted to be a Laker, and the Spurs were like, we'd rather you just miss a season. You're going to Canada, bud.
Yeah.
Ship the guy to the frickin' Lakers. Nah. Nico Harrison he'll go, that name will live in infamy. That will be a punchline for decades to come. Guaranteed.
When the trade went down, I automatically recalled Memphis trading Pau Gasol to the Lakers for like pennies on the dollar. And then reportedly Popovich calling the league and asking him, what is going on? Like, how can you let this happen?
Sure. When the winningest coach you've ever had is upset and wonders what's going on, that justifies all of us outside fans wondering what's going on too. It's not good. Not a good look at all. Not a good look at all.
No, not at all. Speaking of what's going on, we've been talking about it the whole show. There's some new going-ons within the building with Mike Taylor and Rudy J.
Yes, sir.
Tell us what's going on. Some big news. I remember you texted me when it happened, and I appreciate that. Give me the heads up. So what's going on, man? What's the good news?
Well, we're still going to do our In the Building podcast 5 days a week, some nights, some weeks 6. But here I love my city. There's a lot of, but not a week goes by I don't have some guy over 50 come up and go, man, I sure miss you on the radio. Oh, dude, I do podcasts now. I don't like to go to YouTube, dude. It's no different. It's just it's a different button. So I got tired of all these old people complaining that.
Be careful, Mike. You and I are in that age group.
I wish you were still on the radio. Oh God! Not only am I doing, I'm on more than I ever was. It's raw. We even curse a little bit.
I thought it'd be better,
No, you're getting all of me and Rudy. No, I wish I just like the radio, and I can't even listen to the talk shows anymore. Well, you don't have to. You got 3,000 radio stations right in this little tiny box. They don't anyway. So you know what? I got tired of fighting it, Jeff. We're gonna keep rolling with our podcast, but you know what? Once a week, starting March the 6th, on just one night a week, every Thursday for 1 hour. We'll see how this goes. I may quit in 2 months. We'll see. We've agreed, me and Rudy, to do In the Building radio, right? And it would not have just been with anybody. The Lopez family, who were legendary in the media markets in this town. The Lopez family, who they started Tejano stations in the late 80s, early 90s at the apex of what Tejano exploded with Selena, Emilio, all these guys, Gary Hobbs, Intocable. They were on the forefront of that massive explosion with Tejano, and that family has built a radio empire. So not only are we're only going to be on once a week for 1 hour, 6 to 7 on Thursdays, but we're going to be on the Lopez broadcast, the Tejano station in San Antonio. Right. We're going to be on in Corpus Christi. We're going to be on in Victoria. We're going to be on in El Paso. We're going to be on in Uvalde. Okay. And we're also going to be on their Roku. There's a Tejano San Antonio Roku station. I didn't even know that until we agreed to this. So now I got to start dressing better, man. I got to be on. I'll put a Roku. Yeah, I got to. I might work out.
Tie on, man.
The first show I might go all Gary Hobbs or Emilio on you. So no, thank you for the plug. I'm just kidding. We're super happy. It's cool to be back on regular radio, and it's just another way to promote our brand, just to keep the thing going. We got a little momentum, knock on wood, and why not go back to radio part time? Me and Rudy want to take this thing as far as we can. Just throwing a trot line out, just throwing lines out.
That's it.
Trying to catch fish. That's what we're doing. So thank you. I'm so happy that the Lopezes have been interested in us. And we start with them on Thursday, March the 6th on the regular radio for all
Right,
you old
everybody.
guys back once a week. So
Yeah.
I better see the ratings be huge because all the people, I wish I were still on radio. Well, we are now. So I better see the ratings
you
go
go.
massive through the roof when we
Yeah.
start that night.
And again, like Mike said, it's just once a week. So for those
That's it.
people still on the radio,
Yeah.
I mean, I still have a radio. I still keep a radio around. Just
Sure,
in case,
yeah. It's
emergency.
on Roku. So it'll be on the Roku station the whole next 6 days until we do another show.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. See, there you go.
It's on Roku, but you can listen live in the car driving home. They've got 2 frequencies. Look them up. It's KLMO radio. They go K Alamo, but it's
Yeah.
KLMO, right? Look them up. There's 2 frequencies in San Antonio, both on FM, which is super cool. And every Thursday night, 6 to 7, it's in the building radio with me and Rudy on 2 frequencies in this town on KLMO radio, the Tejano station.
I'm assuming you went to the station already, right?
I have. They
okay.
and it was so cool walking in there because they just bought a brand new building.
Yeah, they have. Yeah.
And they're building the station as we speak, and they're actually building a Tejano museum.
Yep.
It's on Fredericksburg Road in the Deco district.
Yep.
They put it's going to be a Tejano music museum with the radio station in the museum, which is super cool. You can see all the guys as they do their shows. And right now it's a big room. They're building the station's going, but they're building the museum, and they just started. So me and Rudy went in there the other day for the first time. It was really cool because it just felt like something's being built, because there were literally guys in there painting and they were hammering and sawing. And it feels like me and Rudy we're building our own building, so to speak. It's cool to go, okay, we're doing something different. And it's literally something brand new from the ground up, brand new building. It symbolizes what me and Rudy are doing, which is building our little talk show house. So super cool. Can't wait to get started. I wish it was this week, but I got to wait till March the 6th.
Hey, it'll be here soon enough.
Man.
Lincoln is here, and you guys are rocking and rolling. But no, it's a great show. In the building, it's fun, keeps me entertained when I'm at work or even at the gym. So I just go to your archives and I just let it play when I'm at the gym. It's just
Appreciate you. Thank you.
And just catch up on what I missed and everything. Great stories here from Rudy J. Great stories from Mike Taylor. Go to In the Building right now on YouTube. Soon to be on radio. And, of course, the Roku. What was that Roku app again one more time?
It's Tejano San Antonio.
There it is right there. Tejano San Antonio on Roku. And, help support Mike. Let's get those numbers up and do it right now. Mike, we appreciate you taking time on your busy schedule.
Dude,
Dog taking busy time out of his schedule to bark on this show.
Hey, man, we need to go back to a real studio. I'm in the house.
Yeah, I know, exactly. But you guys are doing a good job. Again, Mike Taylor in the building. Go on X right now. He is at Mike Taylor Show, I believe.
Yes, sir.
Follow him there, and there you'll see all the information. Just that's probably the best bet. Go to his X. Yeah, go to his X, Mike Taylor Show. Can't miss it. Big old graphic there with Rudy J telling you everything's going on with the Lopez Broadcasting street. So congratulations, Mike. Keep up the good work.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for taking time out. You're scheduled to come here on Locked On Spurs, and we thank you all for making Locked On Spurs your first listen every single day. Free to available where you get podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, Kinspy Plus app, YouTube. Pick a platform. We are there. We'll be back tomorrow talking all things silver and black as the Spurs are going to resume play soon. And then to finish up, God, I can't believe it, man. We're going to be done with the season already.
Crazy.
It's going to go by like that. So we'll keep you going here on Locked On Spurs. So for Mike Taylor of In the Building, I am Garcia. We're going to put a lock in this episode of Locked On Spurs.